Breaking news on the 1st of December, the Minister of Defense has resigned. This announcement was contained in a statement that was released by Bayo Onanuga, one of the spokespersons for President Tinubu. The statement reads, State House press release, Badaru Abubakar, Defense Minister, resigns. Nigeria's Defense Minister Alhaji Mohammed Badaru Abubakar has resigned his appointment with immediate effect. In a letter dated December 1st sent to President Bola Tinubu, Abubakar said he was quitting on health grounds. President Tinubu has accepted the resignation and thanked Abubakar for his services to the nation. President Tinubu will likely inform the Senate of Badaru's successor later this week. Badaru Abubakar, 63, was a two-term governor of Jigawa State from 2015 to 2023. He was appointed as a minister on August 21, 2023 by President Tinubu. His resignation comes amid President Tinubu's declaration of a national security emergency, with plans to elaborate on its scope in due course. It was signed by Bayo Onanuga, Special Advisor to the President, Information and Strategy, December 1st, 2025. So, this is quite significant because there was an earlier video I made where I made the point that the President changed the service chiefs, and it wasn't really about, at least going by the reports, it wasn't really about the performance. It was more because of a rumored military coup. So there was a shake-up in the military structure that led to the removal and retirement of the former Chief of Defense Staff, Christopher Musa, and the removal of the Chief of Naval Staff and Chief of Air Staff, and the elevation of Chief of Army Staff to Chief of Defense Staff, with the retention of the Chief of Defense Intelligence. So, we said, and I've made the point, that there are other aspects of the security architecture. Yes, these service chiefs were reshuffled. They said that the terms and conditions, harmonized terms and conditions of military service states that service chiefs should stay for 2 years, after which there will be a reshuffling, where senior officers will leave and junior officers will be promoted. So that was there. And there has been insecurity challenges that, after the initial period of successes, by the administration in tackling some of the security challenges, over the last several months, there have been worsening insecurity. Nevertheless, the service chiefs were reshuffled, maybe partly due to the coup, maybe partly due to rejigging the security architecture to face the insecurity challenges. But the point is that it's not only the service chiefs that needed to be reshuffled. There are other aspects of the national defense. You have the Ministry of Defense, where you have the Minister of Defense and the Minister of State for Defense. The Minister of Defense, the former governor of Jigawa State, Alhaji Badaru. And the point has been made that he doesn't have military experience. And so it's like a square peg in a round hole in that position at the head. And also the Minister of State for Defense, Bello Matawale, former governor of Zamfara State, himself doesn't have military experience. But he was governor of Zamfara State, and Zamfara State has faced a lot of issues with banditry. So I guess the president reasoned that Bello Matawale will have some knowledge on how to deal with the bandits and all of that, And then we have the Office of the National Security Advisor that is headed by the National Security Advisor, Nuhu Ribadu. I said that Apart from the service chiefs, you know, the chief of army staff, naval staff, air staff, the chief of defense staff, you also have to look at the other aspects of the security architecture, which included the National Security Advisor (NSA) office and that of the Ministry of Defense, so that just be some changes. Imagine that you have a team, right? You have a team. Let's use a football team now, and the football team are going out to play against opponents and all that. Then the team was not doing well. You now decided that, okay, let's change the striker, change the midfield, change the defense, and you did that, and still there appears to still be a lot of challenges. Then the next thing is to look at the coaches, the coach, the director, the technical director, and all that. So you now look at other aspects of the team. So that's why you see that oftentimes a new owner gets a new club, new players will be brought in. Then after a while, the coach will be changed. You understand? So in this instance too, there was need to not only look at the service chiefs, but also to look at the Ministry of Defense, which have an oversight and overriding role on the military structure. And so this resignation of Badaru is in keeping with what people, analysts, has been saying, that there is need to also not just changing the service chiefs, but to change others that are in the security architecture. So but another important point, the Punch reporter reported that the evening of 1st of December, that the ex-chief of defense staff, Gen Christopher Musa, was sighted going to the villa, or sighted in the premises of the Aso Rock Villa. So that now, and then Daily Nigerian reported from sources that the Christopher Musa is likely to be the next chief minister of defense. That would make sense, because at the point Christopher Musa was removed as the chief of defense staff, he received a lot of accolades. He is quite popular in the military structure and also across the political structure in Nigeria. He's quite popular. A lot of people lauded the achievements he's made. That he's a courageous and bold soldier. Videos of comments he had made before went viral and stuff like that. And so it would make sense for someone like Christopher Musa, who was the former chief of defense staff, who is a very senior general in the Nigerian military, to make sense for someone like that to be appointed as Minister of Defense, so that he would be someone in the cabinet who is a general and who can have easy access to the president, and they can work hand in hand towards achieving better goals for the security objectives in the country. All of this is in the background of the threat from Donald Trump. There have been meetings between the Nigerian delegation and the US. There have been bilateral talks and bilateral committees being set up. The House of Representatives in the US is still investigating the issue at stake that Donald Trump threatened about. So there is the background of that tension with the threat from the US. There's the background of worsening insecurity in the past few weeks, where you've had the series of mass kidnappings of students in Kebbi State, in a church in Kwara State, in a school in Niger State, in Papiri, and those students in Papiri, over 200 and something, at the point close to 300, they are still in captivity in Niger State. And there have been a number of mass kidnappings. There was an attack on a church in Kogi State. So in the background of these worsening insecurity situations, and with pressure from foreign powers like the US and all that, the president has seen it fit to make changes. It's a critical decision, because if you look at the body language of the president from when he became president, he really favored those people who supported him. And one of the key caucus that supported candidate Tinubu, for him to emerge as candidate of the APC and for him to win at the Northern Governors, APC Northern Governors Group, Governors Forum, the All Progressive Governors Forum and the North, they were a key body that supported Tinubu to emerge as president. So when he became president, he rewarded them. So you have former governors, like the former governor of Kebbi State, being made a minister. You have Badaru, former governor of Jigawa State, being made minister. Bello Matawale, former governor of Zamfara State, being made a minister. And you have the former governor of Plateau State being made a minister. The only person that had issue that the Tinubu administration, took back is a nomination, or it didn't skate through the Senate screening, is Malam Nasir El-Rufai, the former governor of Kaduna State. But you would see from the appointments of ministers that Tinubu appreciated what these persons did, and he appointed them in key strategic ministries. And that has been some of the worry that people have expressed, that those ministries he could have picked on technocrats. Just like you appoint a son for Ministry of Justice, you appoint a health professional for Ministry of Health, and there were some ministries that this ministry, you appoint somebody that's a professional in that field. It would have made a lot of sense, and going by the precedent that President Obasanjo set 1999 to 2007, where he appointed technocrats and even went abroad to bring home Nigerians abroad to serve in some of those key ministries. But President Tinubu made a political calculation, and not really a governance calculation, political calculation, to keep the camp of these persons that supported him happy, and he made them ministers. And it's been 2 years down the line. He has made some changes, but the changes did not affect these key ministers who were former governors and who were people who were instrumental towards him achieving his political goal. Now, with the security challenges that is taking place now, you now see, will he continue to make a calculation of being able to get re-election in 2027, or look at the fact that there is a real serious problem on hand that he has to address? So, letting Badaru go is quite significant, because that goes against his principle of keeping people who support him happy, and then strategizing for 2027. So the resignation of Badaru is significant. He's likely going to get another major appointment, maybe an ambassador or something. He will likely get a key appointment, again, being someone that's been loyal to the Tinubu administration and Tinubu campaign and Tinubu administration. Is likely to get that. But this decision that's taken by Tinubu is a good one. The consideration should not be only on 2027. Consideration should not be only on politics. There should be consideration of administration, governance, how you can deliver good governance. When he was the governor of Lagos State, then Governor Tinubu was able to bring the likes of Fashola to work with him, the likes of Aregbesola to work with him, the like of Osibajo, the like of Ambode, the like of Sanwo-Olu, the Dele Alake, you know, and other people. He is someone who was known to pick the best of the best, to even put people with great potentials in key positions, and allow them to thrive. And those people who worked with him when he was governor of Lagos State, many of them went on to become governors. You have Fashola became governor, 2-term governor. Ambode became governor 1-term. Sanwo-Olu, Aregbesola went to Osun State and was 2-term governor and later became a minister. Osibajo, who worked with him as the Commissioner of Justice, later went on to become the Vice President of the country. So Tinubu is somebody who is a master of being a mentor, able to pick good hands, good brains, the best of the best, and put them in strategic position and allow them to grow and thrive. And those people went on to achieve success in their various endeavors subsequently. So we know that President Tinubu knows how to get good hands, and the same expectation was there when he became president. And he talked, remember when he went to Chatham House and he talked about teamship, that he believes working in a team. You know how to get a team, and that team is something that was, it was a team in Lagos State when he was governor, and the expectation was that he was going to replicate that when he became president. So, but when he became president, it took a while for him to make the ministerial appointments, and then when the ministerial appointments came, it was now a list of politicians, which is not supposed to be. Yes, you favor those people who supported you, but it's not only ministerial positions that are there. You have, like now, he's making our ambassadorial appointments. Ambassadorial appointments is something that can be used to favor political supporters, those who supported you. You can make them ambassadors. You make them ambassadors, and that's a way of rewarding them. You don't need to put them as key strategic ministries where you need people with expertise in that field. Like the Ministry of Defense, you need somebody with defense experience, somebody who probably has served, or somebody who has worked in security architecture, so that the person will bring in a wealth of experience, a wealth of knowledge, and all that to bring into board into helping the Tinubu administration. So the list has so many governors, and so many people who supported him. Then you have a fallout. You have like Beta Edu, who was former commissioner of health in Cross River State, serving corruption issue, and then she was suspended. You have reshuffling of the cabinet, and then with the reshuffling of the cabinet, then you have some like the minister, former governor of Plateau State, who later won in court to be in the Senate, left as minister. Then El-Rufai did not. They fell out with President Tinubu. So not all, remained as ministers, but then you still have key strategic ministries being headed by former governors. And that shouldn't have been the case. Put square peg in square holes. We're not saying that these people are not good. Every one of us, everybody, has an area that he or she is good. If you bring somebody who is good, let's say me, I'm in the health profession. You bring me now from the health profession, and you go and put me in the Ministry of Defense, for example, where I don't have any experience. I may be good in what I do in my own sector, but if I'm put in a sector where I have little or no experience, then I'm not likely to succeed. And so that has been the case. So it's a good thing that the president has, make these changes, and he should continue in that line. He should continue the line he has set with Badaru, the former governor of Jigawa State. He should also continue in that line. And look at the other ministers, and see if changes needed to be made, because the inability of some of these ministers to deliver is also affecting his administration. Somebody who said he believes in teamship, he believes in a team, you need to bring in a team, people who have experience. They may not necessarily agree with you. You understand? May not be people that really agree with you 100%. You understand? But in as much as they are good in what they are doing, in as much as they have character, they have integrity, in as much as they will do the job, you give them the job, give them timelines, and give them the freedom and the resources they need to carry out the task. And within, you have somebody, there's I think Adiza Bala Usman, she oversees a body that reviews these ministries and all that. You have that, so they could review all these ministries. If you make new appointments, they review them and see how it goes. So the resignation of Badaru and the news that he may appoint Christopher Musa as the new Minister of Defense is good. It's a good thing. President Tinubu has been doing some good things, right? With the insecurity challenges, he suspended his G20 meeting, which is good. He has been personally trying to address the insecurity challenges, and he has made a significant change 1st of December with this that he has done. So it's commendable, and he has to continue in that trend. Don't stop with this reshuffling you've done. Look at other ministries and those that are not performing, or those who are not in the right place. Some may be good, but they may not be in the right ministry. You could change them and put them where they can better serve. And then you can make some of them ambassadors. Make them ambassadors so that they can go and represent Nigeria outside. Then you now bring in people who are technocrats, people who are experts in particular fields, people who have track record of delivering. Nigeria is blessed with a lot of human capital. There are a lot of people who are good in virtually all the fields that you can think of, both home and abroad. So there is no shortage of the pool of people that can be from which you can recruit the best hands to handle some of these ministries and deliver on good governance in Nigeria.